Welcome. Unit 7 Parable of Talents, Part 2, Question Answer. Fifth Standard. As per 2024-2025 Karnataka State Board Syllabus, English First Language Part 2. Glossary. Talent. Ability. Here a talent is worth more than the wages of the laborer for 15 years. Entrust. To trust to the care of. Slave. A person whose labor and the life is subject to the owner's will. Trustworthy. Reliable. Deserving of trust. Cater. Separate to disperse, wicked, evil or mischievous by nature, comprehension. First main, choose the most appropriate answer. First one, man entrusted his property to his slaves because option A, he was generous, option B, he wanted to test them, C, he was going on a journey, D, he loved them very much. Option C is the answer, he was going on a journey. The master entrusted his property to his slaves because he was leaving and wanted them to manage it in his absence. 2. The slave who got 5 talents decided to option A, hide the talents, option B, trade with them, option C, invest them with bankers, option D, earn 2 more talents. Answer is option B, trade with them. The slaves who received 5 talents immediately went to work, trading with them and successfully doubling his money. Third one, the slave who got 1 talent hid it in a hole because option A, he wanted to earn 1 more talent, B, he wanted to receive interest, C, he thought that his master was generous, D, he thought that his master was a harsh man, D, he thought that his master was a harsh man. The slave who received 1 talent was afraid of his master's strict expectations, who so he buried the talent instead of putting it to good use. Second main, answer the following questions in 2-3 sentences each. 1. Why did the man give talents to his slaves? The man was going on a journey and entrusted his property to his slaves, giving each a different amount of talents based on their abilities. He expected them to manage and grow what they were given. Question number 2. What did the slaves do with the talents? The first 2 slaves invested the talents and doubled their money, proving diligence and responsibility. Third slave, however, buried his talent in the ground out of fear and failed to make any profit. Question number 3. How did the master appreciate the first slave? The master praised the first slave for his faithfulness and hard work, telling him, "Well done, good and trustworthy servant." He rewarded him by giving him greater responsibilities and inviting him to share in his joy. 4. How was the third slave punished? The master was disappointed with the third slave for not using his talent wisely. He took away his talent and gave it to the first slave and then cast him out, calling him lazy and fearful. Writing. First main, answer the following in the paragraph each, 6-8 sentences. 1. What did the second slave do with the talents and how was he rewarded? The second slave received 2 talents from his master, and like the first slave, he put them to good use. He traded and invested wisely, doubling his talents and making 2 more. When the master returned, he was pleased with the second slave's efforts. He praised him for faithfulness and responsibility, saying, "Well done, good and trustworthy servant." As a reward, the master gave him greater responsibilities and invited him to share in his joy. This shows that diligence and hard work lead to growth and reward. Second main, how did the first and the second slaves impress their master? Both the first and the second slave impressed their master by using their talents wisely and increasing their value. Instead of hiding and wasting their gifts, they actively traded and invested, doubling the amount given to them. Their actions demonstrated responsibility, faithfulness, and initiative, proving that they could be trusted with greater responsibilities. When the master returned, he praised them and rewarded them generously, giving them more authority and welcoming them into his joy. Their success highlights the importance of hard work and making the most of opportunities. Third, why do you think that the master got angry with the third slave? The master got angry with the third slave because he did nothing with the talent given to him. Instead of using it wisely, he buried it in the ground out of fear and uncertainty. His decision showed laziness and lack of responsibility as he did not even try to invest or grow the talent. The slave also blamed his master, calling him harsh and unfair instead of taking accountability for his actions. As a result, the master took away his talent and gave it to the third slave, punishing him for his failure to act. This illustrates the idea that fear and negligence can lead to loss, while effort and courage bring success. Fourth, do you find any difference between the attitudes of three slaves in the parable discussed? Yes, there is a clear difference in their attitude. The first two slaves took initiative, showing diligence and responsibility by using their talents wisely. They invested and worked to increase what they had, demonstrated a positive and proactive mindset. The third slave, however, acted out of fear and hesitation rather than effort. Instead of taking a risk or attempting to grow his talent, he hid it away, proving a lack of trust and responsibility. His attitude was rooted in self preservation rather than growth, leading to his failure. Fifth one, what would you have done if you were in place of third slave? If I were in the place of third slave, I would have looked for opportunities to make good use of my talent. Even if I was afraid of failing, I would have tried to invest it wisely, seek advice, and take small steps toward growth. Burying the talent would not have helped anyone, including myself. Instead, I would have wanted to show my master that I could be trusted to handle responsibilities. Fear should not stop a person from taking action. Courage, even in uncertainty, leads to progress. Sixth, the master took the one talent from the third slave and gave it to one who already had five. Do you find it a strange thing? At first, it might seem unfair, but the deeper meaning makes sense. The master rewards those who prove themselves capable of handling responsibility and using resources wisely. The first slave who already shown initiative and success. So, giving him the extra talent ensured it would be put to good use. Meanwhile, the third slave did nothing with his talent, making it reasonable that his opportunity was given to someone who would make the most of it. This reflects the idea that opportunities grow for those who take action while neglect leads to loss. 7. Reaping where you did not sow and gathering where you did not scatter seed. What do you understand by this statement? This statement states that the master was seen as someone who gained benefits from efforts he didn't directly make. Third slave used this phrase to justify his fear, implying that the master expected results without direct involvement. However, this can also be interpreted as a lesson in leadership and trust. The good leader entrusts responsibility to others, expecting them to work, grow, and deliver results. It also emphasizes that life rewards those who take action rather than those who hesitate. Language exercise. Grammar. You learned in the previous lesson that verbs are action words. Verbs indicate time and express tense. Different forms of verbs are used to express time and tense. Verbs have the present form and the past form and past participle form. The past form is usually formed by adding ed and d to the present form. Example: walk, walked. Talk, talked. Decide, decided. Move, moved. There are some verbs whose past form cannot be formed by adding d or ed to their present forms. Such verbs are called irregular verbs. For example, learn, learnt, go, went, come, came, buy, bought. First main, using the dictionary, write the past forms of the following verbs. The answer for these is eat, ate, fly, flew, move, moved, leave, left, live, lived, go, went, read, read, watch, watched, bring, brought, know, knew, listen, listened, write, wrote, walk, walked. Attend, attended, prepare, prepared, visit, visited, play, played, pray, prayed, enjoy, enjoyed, see, saw. Second man, here is a letter written by Sneha to her father on her trip to Nandi Hills with her friends. Read the letter and correct the error in the letter. Dear father, we go to the Nandi Hills yesterday. There are 30 students in the party. We travel by bus. We leave the school at 9 a.m. We reach there at 10 a.m. On the way, we saw on both the sides tall trees and thick bushes and monkey too. The road was nice. We play games and rest for 3 hours. We return at 5 p.m. All of us enjoy the trip. Yours lovingly, Sneha. The corrected one here is Dear Father, we went to Nandi Hills yesterday. There were 30 students in the group. We traveled by bus. We left school at 9 a.m. and reached there at 10 a.m. On the way, we saw tall trees, thick bushes, and monkeys on both the sides. The road was nice. We played games and rested for 3 hours. We returned at 5 p.m. All of us enjoyed the trip. Yours lovingly, Sneha. Third main, rewrite the following sentences using the past form of the verbs underlined. Example A. The cobbler mends the shoes. The cobbler mended the shoes. It is past form. B. My English teacher teaches me the letters of alphabet. Past is my English teacher taught me the letters of alphabet. C. Raghu paints the pictures. Raghu painted the pictures. Past. D. They kept their pet animals in a separate place. They kept their pet animals in a separate place. Keep, kept. E. Those men enjoy watching TV always. Those men enjoyed watching TV always. Fourth main, write in 7 8 sentences all that you do every day at home because before you leave for school. I get up at 5 o'clock, I brush my teeth. Continue like this. I get up at 5 o'clock. I brush my teeth and wash my face. I take a bath and wear my school uniform. I pray for good day. After starting my morning routine, I eat my breakfast and pack my school bag. I help my parents with the small chores before leaving. I check if I have all my books and homework ready. Finally, I wear my shoes and head to school on time. Fifth main, write in 5 or 6 sentences how your mother usually prepare coffee or tea. You may begin writing, My mother boils the water. My mother boils the water until it is hot enough for brewing. She adds tea leaves or coffee powder to the boiling water and lets it simmer. Then she strains the mixture to remove the tea leaves or coffee grounds. She adds the sugar and milk to enhance the flavor, stirring it well. Finally, she pours the tea or coffee into cups and serves it fresh and warm. Everyone in the family enjoys the delicious drink she prepares with care. Sixth main, this is what Shankar of class 9 did in his school. Read it completely and write in full sentences the actions of Shankar. A. Attends English class. B. Visits the science lab. C. Reads book in English. D. Listens to the science teacher. E. Has lunch. F. Does problems in arithmetic. G. Writes practical records. H. Plays in the ground. I. Talks to friends in groups. J. Discusses with the geography teacher about project work. You can begin with the sentence given below. Yesterday, Shankar attended the English class. He Yesterday, Shankar attended the English class. He visited the science lab to explore experiments and learn how new concepts. He read a book in English to improve his language skills. He listened to the science teacher carefully to understand the lesson. After that, he had lunch with his classmates. He solved arithmetic problems to practice his math skills. Later, he wrote practical records for his science experiments. He played in the ground to refresh his mind. He also talked to his friends in groups and discussed various topics. Finally, he had a discussion with a geography teacher about his project work. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and save the playlist. Thank you very much. Bye bye.